There's a real housing crisis. It's basically impossible to find a rental apartment in a city. And when people get desperate, scammers strike. So in this video, we are investigating housing scams, confronting the people behind them, and hopefully stopping some of them.
Are you ready for 50 Shades of Grey?
Always.
Great, because I've spent the past few months investigating housing scams, and I found that a lot of them operate in a legal grey area. So I would like you to meet our very own Mr. Grey. This man ran a website called Kamerkampioen or Room Champion, which got a lot of very terrible reviews.
And you printed the screenshot of the bad reviews.
I did. You are so welcome. And because it got so many bad reviews, he changed the name to Prima Huren.
Fine rental.
And even though he changed the name, the business model is still the same. This website takes housing listings from other free websites and then charges users to respond to them.
So they're charging users for something you can technically do for free.
So it's a legal gray area because it's not illegal to do this. But now let's compare a listing from a legit site with a listing from a fake site.
Right, so Stay Real Estate, $680 a month. This the same one? Oh, it's the same one on Fine Rental, the scammy one. Oh! So the real one says you can rent it for a max of 4 months, and the scammy one says you can just have it as long as you like.
Yeah, you're right. There's a discrepancy there. Yeah. So I wanted to know what was right. So I called the actual rental agency and asked them. So let's go over to the viewing corner.
We have a viewing corner.
So could you tell me which is the correct one?
You know, correct, it's temporary, but we only work with Bavaria, so the other website is not in connection with us. And a lot of different websites that just copy the advertisements from our website and try to rent them to people. I don't know how or why or...
And I imagine if you respond on one of those scam websites, the message like never reaches you, correct? Because you're not working with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're thinking about it, there's a 0% chance you'll ever actually find a place to live through that one site.
Yeah, and I reached out to multiple rental agencies, and this is where things got even grayer.
50 Shades.
Because I also found a lot of listings that seem to have been rented out months ago.
Okay, so they're already filled.
Yes, but they're presenting it as being still available.
Ah.
Yeah, that one is rented out.
Are you aware of this? Are you aware of other websites using your properties to potentially scam people?
Yes and no. We heard of it before, but we're not sure which companies will use our name or addresses to promote it.
Oh, we do. But who's actually behind it?
See, they really try to hide it, but thankfully our Mr. Grey is very dumb.
Yay!
I love it when scammers are stupid.
It makes it a lot easier, yeah.
Because I dug up a phone number from one of the negative reviews and I just gave it a call and a name popped up on the smart display. So now, now we know his name.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, do you speak English? What unfolded after this was one of the most insane phone calls of my entire life.
Okay.
So I asked him, how do you respond to accusations that your website is a scam?
I'm sure he took this very well. That's what I'm gonna guess.
Well, he responded by explaining his business model, I guess.
Why you speak that? Because we are a platform for people who want to rent something and who offer something. So we have either no cure, no pay. If you have after 2 months nothing, you get your subscription feedback. So why you speak we are a scam?
So I told him that I spoke to the rental companies who told me that there is no chance for people to get.
We have our own houses or our own people who own buildings and rooms, which we offer.
Yeah, but that is not true because I'm finding the same listings on Perarius.
Yeah, dus we collect every houses what is available.
Did you notice the switch from we have our own houses to oh no, we scrape everything?
We just collect or like form a catalog of everyone else's houses.
And at the end of this rant, he just sort of kept going for a while. He repeated his no cure, no pay claim.
When you have nothing after 2 months, we have even no cure, no pay.
So I called the government to just ask like, hey, on average, how long does it take to find a rental apartment to live in?
And with our housing crisis, I'm gonna say if you actively really try, half a year. If you don't actively try every single day, it's gonna be like a year, but only if you have money.
Full disclosure, they did say their data was pretty limited for the parameters I set.
It could take from till the 4 years and 10 years.
Oh my gosh, wow, I knew it was bad, but I wasn't expecting a decade.
Another thing I did was reach out to some of these victims of the scam, people who left 1-star reviews, who, by the way, were really hard to track down. Oh my God, I went through so many Facebook profiles. But I found a couple and I just asked them, like, what is your experience with this man, with this website? And I want you to just read out one of these.
Hi Jasper, thank you for your email. I did fall victim to this scam, although I can't tell you about how much it was. I was, like many others, desperately looking for a place to live. I found Kamerkampioen, room champion, and paid a certain amount. I think it was like 10 or 15 euros, but it was supposed to be a subscription. I wanted to try it once and then quickly cancel the subscription. I responded to a room and then quickly got a call from the person/scammer behind the website. That person pretended to keep the room from me and kept me hanging. I called multiple times and he pretended he had just had to figure out or check a few things and then it would be fine, but I didn't hear from them anymore. I texted multiple times, but nothing ever came of it. See the screenshots attached. Good luck.
Yeah.
Wild. That's such a mean thing to do in a country where we're currently facing a genuine housing crisis, where apparently the government is like, sometimes it takes a decade.
Anyway, to keep the conversation with the scammer going, I just commended him for his no cure, no pay business model and continued asking my questions. Yes, that is really good to hear. But I do want.
Thank you. Because in this kind of business, people after 1 or 2 days they have no house. They think, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam.
Again, 4 to 10 years. Signed the government.
Signed the government.
Anyway, he just sort of went off the rails here.
But everybody who come to Europe, come to Holland from Portugal, from Romania, all the world come to Holland. The Hollandish people have even sometimes no houses. It's very difficult.
Oh, I've also never heard Hollandish.
Yeah, crazy accent, by the way. I don't know what's up with that. But he just kept yapping about how Romanians are the problem and there's dang foreigners and... Yes, I'm aware. I do want to ask you, why do you charge money for people to respond to listings that they can respond to for free on other websites?
Boom!
Now we collect everything, we monitor everything. Our people also make appointments for viewings. We do sometimes even viewings by ourselves. So it's only 19 euro, even based on no queue, no pay. And I think if you go to the dentist, or you go to the doctor, or you do your work by yourself, you have also to earn some money, or not?
Huh?
Absolutely. Could you give me the name?
I have also to eat something.
Of course, my man.
My colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me starving from hunger?
That is exactly what I said. Hey, can you point me towards a property on your website? Anyway, at some point in his ranting, he offered to meet in person.
We can make an appointment, maybe to come after the New Year.
Sounds good.
Where do you live?
Sounds good. Well, I can be in the Netherlands if you'd like. He did not expect me to agree. He was not prepared for this, right? No. He then just started like calling me evil incarnate or whatever. I don't know, man.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, understandable. But I want to meet in person. You know, I want to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Look, while I appreciate your technique of essentially deflecting and accusing me here, I did like your offer to meet in person and talk about this. Like, I would like to do that. And that way you can also defend yourself.
Listen now, if you don't like our service, yes, that's up to you. You go to other websites, Kamernet or whatever. You are free to go anywhere you want to go. And these, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, you're not answering my question. Let me tell you, he never answered the question. He did claim that his site was the best in Holland, though. No,
we have a very good service. We are the best in Holland. We have many colleagues who work day and night for our people, for the people who want to rent out something.
He just kept going on, and I'm not proud of this, but at some point I kind of lost my patience.
You don't often do that. I'm curious to see what happens next.
Look, man, I've asked you 4 times now. Do you want to meet in person?
Sorry, man. I know, like you speak men to me. You speak sir.
Oh, do I know? Hey. Clearly we're not getting anywhere.
In Holland we speak sir to people who we do know, and not men.
You might have noticed he also kept up the story of having colleagues.
Right, yeah. Is there anyone else who works there? Oh, you Chamber of Commerce his company, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
He's the only, yeah, I figured.
My colleagues are also laughing.
I think those are your children, buddy. I think I'm hearing your children and not your colleagues, unless they are 2 years old.
They are. I have to stay by a viewing now. That's the problem.
Right, you've been talking to me for 8 minutes while you're at a viewing. He kept going on, like, oh my god, if you want to see the full unedited phone call, click join, support the channel, all that good stuff. Anyway, at some point, I think he tried to threaten me, but he's also not very good at that.
Then you have a big problem, eh? You know that. If we see you.
I have a
Speak, my friends.
He then had a total meltdown.
Of course, yeah, naturally.
Talk to me now.
Are you okay? However, don't worry, he also called me gay.
I mean, we had a new record on the latest video. 7 minutes before the first gay comment.
But many people, you are a gay.
What?
Are you a gay?
What?
You sound same a gay. Are you gay?
How is this relevant, my guy?
But are you a gay though?
I will address it now. I'm not a gay.
There's at least 1% of commenters right now who are like,
I'm sorry. I like women. I'm sorry. This is the most insane conversation I've ever had.
Yes, but I don't talk with you anymore because you're gay. You like me. You want to me.
what?
And with that, he hung up.
Crazy.
So, like I said, right, I pulled his Chamber of Commerce information, which gave me his full legal name. This man has more middle names than you do.
That's rare.
And also his age.
Does he have more age than me too?
Yeah, he's 58. A 58-year-old man said, you sound like a gay.
Like a gay, yeah.
Now this registration had more businesses attached to it and more websites. Now I cross-referenced some of the listings on Prima Huren with some other and I ended up finding about 5 more websites that are practically identical to Prima Huren. They are the exact same. It is like 20 euros for a month subscription, same listings, same stuff.
Also, you know what's extra shady? That a lot of them are rooms and not apartments, because that's even for like people with less money. That's like students who are sharing a house.
And actually this no cure, no pay thing after 2 months is hilarious because that would mean he would have to refund all of his customers.
Imagine if he had to somehow refund every single person.
That would be so great. And there's one thing we can do, because another thing in this registration was a visiting address. This visiting address, it's not like a mailbox or something. It's a house.
Okay.
I think it's his house because this man is f***ing stupid.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how far away from my house does he live?
In terms of the world, really close by. In terms of the Netherlands, as far as...
Yeah, that's always the case. Let's go to the car.
Okay, we're on our way there. There's one thing I haven't told you yet.
You're a gay?
I'm not a gay. So this man we're going to visit now was actually featured in a 2008 newspaper article I was able to dig up.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, where he was accused of telephone fraud. And actually, that's one more thing. I think after my call, he disabled his phone number.
Really?
Goedendag, dit is de voicemail van 0.
I'm so scared. Are you?
I'm probably the most nervous I've been.
Okay.
You know, I don't really
I don't
get
like that
nervous.
because you don't really get nervous, no.
I'm just like a little bit, if anyone's gonna beat me up, it's gonna be this guy. Now, even though this man doxes himself on the internet, we're not gonna dox him, right? We're not gonna tell you where he lives. That's not the vibe. We're just gonna ask him, can you give your victim some money back? There we go, baby.
Terrifying. Hate this. I see motion. Yeah. Hi. Sorry. Do you speak English by any chance?
Yes.
We're looking for Mr. Botermans.
Yes.
Is he here?
No.
Does he live here or is he not home?
Yes, but what is this?
We're reporters, we're looking into housing scams and we're wondering whether our Botermans would like to refund his victims.
Maybe you could do that because you know where he lives.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, that's just online.
But yeah, this address is listed as Kamerkampioen on the internet.
And what website are you guys looking for?
So we are looking for the owner of Kamerkampioen, Prima Huren, Huurtop, Rooms in Europe, Big City Rooms, Advocatenphone. Hello. If this is going to our Botermans, we are simply asking there's a no cure, no pay policy where you are refunding anyone who doesn't find a house within 2 months. Now that is in fact all of your customers, so if you would be so kind as to refund all of your customers. This includes people like Lisa, Michelle, and all the other victims that
We have
I've
some
spoken
contact
to.
info as well, if that helps.
Yeah,
No, of course. Please
Take care.
If you could pass it on, that'd be great.
Give all the best to Robert. We got reverse filmed. That's always a sign of things.
But that was wildly sus. I also did not expect a teenager. They were very defensive about it. Scams? What? What do you mean scams? Okay, we've just gotten back and the son has texted me on Instagram. Hello, you just came to our house, me and my mom, where, as in location where, saying we don't want our address or house on the internet. We do not have nothing to do with you are searching.
Which is correct. The scammer's family has nothing to do with we are searching.
No, but hello. Don't worry, we wouldn't ever put personal details about you or your family online. This address we found because it is listed on Google Maps as the company address. If your dad would still like to get into contact, we would love that. This can be done through Instagram or we can provide a phone number. We look so cool right now.
We do. All right, it's been a few months since we tried to visit our boy.
Yeah.
And like I said, he disconnected his phone number, but no worries. I have 2 new numbers that I was able to dig.
Numbers, all right.
One of them was found on Reddit. Again, someone who got scammed and was like, hey, this is the number.
How would that happen?
Yeah, crazy. He would never scam anyone. And the other number is actually on the Prima Hure Fine Rental website. Let's start with the phone number on their website.
I'm a little nervous almost.
Het door u gekozen.
That's fast. That's quick.
That's epic. The phone number on their website is disconnected. One left.
No, I kind of do want him to pick up though.
Hello?
Hello, is this our Botermans?
Who want to speak?
Well, it's me. We called on the phone about half a year ago and you promised a no cure, no pay policy on your scam websites.
Sorry?
You heard what I said, right?
Yeah, if you call a spam website, then it's not over the conversation because.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
Nice, huh?
No, I'm sorry.
Why you speak that?
Well, I've already explained this to you. We've had a whole conversation about this, but basically,
Listen, if you would go in that way of conversation, it's not okay for me. And also not for.
I understand. I apologize, sir. So,
what is your full name?
it's Jasper Lust, sir. So,
Sorry, what is your name?
I just told you.
I did not hear it well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'll say it again. It is Jasper Lust. So, we are.
You can spell your name, please?
My guy, if you can't listen, not my problem. So, we are releasing a report on your scam website soon. So, if there's.
Make a deal with you. You pay the rent for the people who have a house by us. You pay the rent. You can do that and call us everything. But the ones who have housing by us, property and rent out something by us, you pay the rent from now on. Okay? You do that?
That makes absolutely no sense.
No, but
Hey, no, he's not at home. He's only speaking spam website. This and this. What was your name one time more?
Sir, my name is still Jasper Lutz, and we are releasing.
You make.
Yeah, and I do wonder, why do you run 5 completely identical websites?
Now that is a matter of the web designers, of course.
No,
Because some
no, it's
people
not.
Do you have a girlfriend?
What?
I don't think so, because you're very ugly.
Fella, you are absolutely bonkers.
Buddy, you gotta make up your mind. Am I gay or am I ugly?
You're very ugly.
Okay. Fair enough, man, fair enough.
Not bother me, yes?
Well, we are not bothering you. We are giving you a chance to defend yourself before we release a report.
That no girlfriend wants you.
Interesting deflection. Interesting deflection. I mean, at least neither of us, I guess, are scamming people.
Can we get a therapist to talk with you on camera? That would be riveting.
I think about what I speak before. You have too much time. You're not interested in real good business and people who.
No, this is our job. That's called what? Have you met reporters ever?
Reporters ever. This when that is a good job, it's a good job. When it's not a good job, it's not a good job. Why you go to cabinets? They all.
Do you ever think about something before you say something?
and then you're laughing. It's not serious, I hope.
Yeah, you know what else isn't very nice? Defrauding people. Quinten, believe it or not, this is not the only scammer I've encountered in my research.
Oh, there's more?
There's so many more, but the truth is, it doesn't all fit into one video. Like, this thing is already 20 minutes long, you know? I've compiled a list of all websites that I think are not very trustworthy.
Very good, very nice.
I've compiled them, put them in a sheet. Link is in the description. Feel free to share this around if you're looking for housing in the Netherlands. Spoiler alert, primahuren.com, fine rental. I don't think this one is trustworthy.
Oh, strange, odd.
But if you want to know, you can always call their phone number.
And the video you see on your screen right now is one that YouTube thinks you're really gonna like, so, you know, click it and find out whether or not they're right.